So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the absolute best day trading strategies for beginners. And these are all going to be strategies that are widely used, strategies that I currently use. They're not overcomplicated. They're definitely designed for beginners to start building your account. You don't need hundreds or even thousands of dollars to get started. You literally can start day trading with this strategy with like $100. So it's going to be one definitely designed for beginners, but definitely designed to start building your account. And honestly, there's a couple things. You got to be committed, you got to have some time, and you got to practice. If you can do those three things, you guys will be successful at it. So let's jump into it. Roll the intro. Let's go. Bam. Alrighty guys, so we are on Thinkorswim. This is backed by TD Ameritrade. This is the broker that I use for all of my swing trades, day trades, and a little bit of my long-term investments, but I mostly use M1 Finance for that. But this is still a fantastic broker for trading and investing in the market. So the beauty of Thinkorswim is you can have scanners, you can have other charts up, you can pull and drag and customize it to, whatever you want, which is really awesome, because if you're somebody that is very particular about your charting or anything, or certain studies, all that stuff, you can have that, and it's very, very, very awesome. So breaking down a solid investment strategy for day trading in the market, we're really going to be talking about maybe 2 or 3 strategies that I use pretty much on the day-to-day basis. The very first one is just a pure momentum scan. So this is one that you're going to need some sort of external software for. So for me, I found the 2 that work very good are Finvez, and you have to have the elite version. It's about $30 a month, but it's all real time, very convenient. I'll put a link down below so you guys can check it out. The second one is Trade Ideas. This is going to be for the more advanced traders. This starts at about $118 per month, and you can have the premium for about $228. I find the standard works just fine, especially if you're starting out. But most of you guys should do very, very well with Finvez for like a quarter of the cost. So for this one, this is how I found DATs. So this one had a huge volume spike. You can see huge volume spike in the thousands, okay? Before it would trade at about 20,000 to 50,000 trades. Then it had this huge spike, which caused a lot of retail investors to go, hey, what is going on with this? And for me, when I first saw this, I thought, okay, well, if anything, we could possibly have, let me kind of draw what I saw. We could possibly have a resistant breakout stepping in, okay? Because we have this resistance here at about 920. It broke above it. Now it's curling back down to tap this and see if we can get some more support step in. Then we had this huge volume spike right in here. Now this is where I hopped in. I tried to get my average cost at about $960. The reason why is because I wanted to have a decent risk where I'm virtually risking about 30 cents for this to possibly come up to at least about, hopefully about $10 a share. That was kind of my thought process behind it. Looking back, I could have probably done a better job of scalping into this at a little bit of a lower price, especially with that major volume spike, because we would have known it was moving. So then we had this huge rally. I sold out at about 10.02, 10.03, and with a nice solid gain of about 30 cents a share. It did consolidate a little bit and then rally up. I obviously missed that move just because it was more of a riskier trade for me and kind of just flagged out multiple times. So then anytime you guys trade, you always have to look at support. Where is this stock going to find support? Historically, stocks have a variety of ways you guys can find support in resistance. So the very first way is just going to be price. So right here, you can see it had a hard time breaking above 920. So that's going to be a resistance on the price. But another thing that stocks can do is they can find supports and resistance on these moving average lines. So if we just wait it out, we can see if it starts selling off. And the first thing we notice is it hits this 90 moving average line, this purple line here, and bounces and now classifies it as support. So it hits it several times, as you guys can see. And you guys could have just made textbook trades just by looking at these moving average lines, which is a fantastic way. It eliminates the downside risk, because instead of having a very higher risk like I did, I virtually risked 10 cents to make 30, which is a 3-to-1 risk and reward, which is good. But here you can hop in almost virtually on these lines at 980, set your stops at 960, risk 20 cents to possibly make $1, which is about a 5-to-1 risk and reward. And you can see the stock just rallied up and really hasn't sold off just yet. So I think that most likely Monday morning, this is going to be the more talked about stock, because this thing could easily rally up. Now, looking at the 3-year chart, you can see it just has this nice solid upward trend, history of going to 1850. So there could be that move from, that $12 mark all the way up to 18 if it spikes that much. And all I did to find this stock was actually just have scanners going. I literally had, you can see, the Finvest scanner going, and it was the second most talked about stock on here for the top gainers. So that's all you have to do. And another way you can find stock is right on here. So for me, one of the more harder, or it's a little bit of a harder trade to do. It's more of a harder to find it, but once you find a stock that's on it, it's very easy. So we'll actually go ahead and find a couple. So you can see you want something like this. So looking at this, what do you notice? What do you notice about this stock? It uses, instead of the 90 as support, it uses the 200 moving average line. So right on that yellow line, you hop in and you just make textbook trades just by understanding basic support with the stock. We'll just continue to go through kind of here on that 200, not as much because it's very, what do you notice about here? Right on that 200 moving average line, major support. So for me, moving average lines are pretty much my go-to. But sometimes you can find some that are right on price support. So this is going to be more of one that's on a price support, right? Instead of a moving average line. You can see it's right, has that beautiful support at around 28.74. So once you classify that once, you can hop into it again and make some good money off it. Okay, especially if you just set your stops really tight under it, it'll be beautiful. Very similar here. What do you notice? 200 moving average line as support. So you can notice that once you understand all of these, this one here, a little different. This is more of a price action one. So you can see it uses the old resistance as new support in here and hits it several times. That is just another technical analysis that you'll have to understand. Old resistance has the tendency to act as new support. So all these stocks pretty much have something in common. This was one that I was looking at for a momentum trade, but it didn't really pan out the way I thought. It hit that $9 mark and sold off and really didn't rebound. So that wasn't very good, but you can see another 200 moving average line. So for me, all I do is I try not to hop in immediately when the market opens. I give myself anywhere from 30 minutes to wait before I hop in a trade. I find that the first 30 minutes to an hour are more risky, more volatile. And yeah, you can make a lot more money, but for me, I would understand that, okay, it's better to have an A+ setup than, a B+ with volatility. That's just something that I learned. So this is one, it doesn't look as clean just because of the volume with it, how it's extremely light, but same concept here. So you can see it has resistance at about 520, basic support at about 512. So you can see just by doing textbook trades, you can virtually have this stock that just consolidates, but you understand where to buy and where to sell, and you can make decent money just by understanding that. We'll go ahead and draw it out. So if you hop in here, that's still a 2% gain, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're doing that every single day, 250 days a year, that's going to add up to, 500%, which is a lot. Another one, Copang. This is one that's been getting talked about a ton. Really didn't pan out. A little bit of consolidation, not much. I would have stayed away from this just because, of the volatility behind it. But overall, guys, this is how you go about day trading. It takes time to actually have these scanners up. You know, and when I have my Finvest scanner up, I put it on my other monitor because I have one off to my left and then one here with all my charting. So that's kind of how I do it, and it's an awesome way to start day trading, start, you know, creating that another income stream. It's just a great strategy, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and overall I hope you guys got something of value, and we will see you guys later. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe. Take care. So guys, that is it though. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and if you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, concerns, ask them down in the comments, and remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe. Take care, everyone.